Sometimes I do that and it tastes rusty.
Okay. I got a cold open. Hey guys, Lexstyle here.
I'm Bad Tracy.
Punk Rock Blues.
More like Dab Tracy.
This is a fantasy book in the DC Universe, episode 10. 10. Second year of Phase 3. We're going to jump right into it.
We're getting to our 30th film.
Yeah, we'll only recap the Phase 3 stuff, I guess.
Yeah, actually, let's not do a recap to save a little bit of a time.
Okay, we're not doing
because
that.
we just did the first one,
Yeah.
and we did the full recap.
Yeah.
But as always, if you like these videos, make sure to give us a thumbs up, and definitely go check out our
Patreon at patreon.com/punkrockblues. It swirls.
You can chuck us a buck there if you're able to.
Yeah.
I had a little phlegm in my throat there.
Ooh, let's get into it.
Okay.
I'm here.
I'm here.
This is mine. Oh, well, I recap, like I said, just Phase 3. I had a Batman Hush movie that lasted a while. I had a Green Lantern. And okay, hold on. You have to guess.
Oh, yeah.
We're supposed to do that over there now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I will go Zatanna
Okay.
2.
Okay.
Shazam. I feel like you're going to copy me.
Okay.
And it's someone that I've used. So I'll go maybe... I was thinking, I don't know, Blue Beetle.
Okay. Hit the next slide, but then hit it again because you went back too far. We got Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. Now, I know this picture sucks.
Yeah.
There are only like 3 PNGs of this suit. I wanted him aware that he's in this suit.
You wanted
the
the
coolest
90s
suit
one.
ever.
Yeah.
Like, any superhero ever is the coolest suit.
Except the sunglasses.
And I would have switched, and the stupid haircut. I would have switched pictures because I did find 2 more. But look how cool. Those are 2 different pictures. So I got, like, he's holding the whole logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember how I said, I was like, I'm taking a long time on the PNGs of this one. Yeah, I was trying to figure out which picture to use of him. Okay.
And you went with that Superboy instead of...
I'll get into it.
Okay.
I'll get into it. Okay, so I'll get into it then, because you're like, oh, which Superboy am I using? Right? Okay. Lex Luthor is secretly working with Project Cadmus.
I think Lex Luthor's been in more movies than
I know, he's
any
been
other
in
character.
so many. Lex Luthor is secretly working with Project Cadmus executive director Paul Westfield to clone Superman to follow the agenda of Project Cadmus. Right?
Sorry. What did you
Oh my god. Lex Luthor is secretly working with...
I got it.
So they're trying to follow you. They're like, oh, he'll be bad like us or whatever. After several failed attempts, Project Cadmus finally retrieves Superman's body only for the cloning to fail. So that was the end credit scene, if you remember. Paul decides to clone a human with a close resemblance to Supes, and on the 13th try, the clone grows from a single cell to a teenage boy in less than a week. Through the implanted memories given to him by Project Cadmus, he does not agree with their agenda and escapes. What are you doing? Why are you snirking at everything?
Just nothing. Just...
Only knowing his identity as a clone of Superman, he begins going by Superboy and is approached by the Legion of Superheroes, a team from the 30th century who comes back in time after learning of the destruction about to be caused by the return of Brainiac. So if you remember, Lex Luthor freed
I
Brainiac.
do remember that,
Okay.
because he was in the prison in space or whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't the prison of power, though.
No,
it was a different prison.
It was the end of the movie, because it was just like him flying out there in his power suit.
Yeah,
I remember it.
It wasn't his power suit. He just had a spaceship because he's the president. I don't know.
Okay, I envision it as him in his power suit just...
I almost went Trump Space Force-y with some of this stuff, but I decided against it. They are Rockkin Polestar, who has the power of supermagnetism. He can attract, manipulate, or repel metal objects of various sizes. I want to say I changed so many of the heroes' names in Legion of Superheroes because they're all boy or girl. Yeah. Changed them because I hate them. So Polestar is Cosmic Boy.
Okay.
Irma Ardeen is Saturn Girl, can summon distant people, probe animal, or... Wait, hold on. Imra Ardeen, Saturn Girl, can summon distant people, probe animal, electronic, and human minds, push weakened minds, and can directly control others' emotions and thoughts. Darth Rand's Livewire.
There's a reason I don't like you using the Livewire name.
Okay.
It's because Lightning Lad is better. And also, Livewire is the name of the villain that's in all my Superman movies.
Oh, well... There's also Lightning Lad, or there was like Lightning
Boy, which is no good.
I don't like it.
Lightning Lad's a good name.
I'm going serious. There's too many boys and girls. He has the ability to generate electricity, usually in lightning bolts. Tina Wazzo, who's Phase, who is actually Phantom Girl, I think her name is, has the power to intangible...
Too intangible.
To
be intangible.
Yeah, I think I missed some words there. Allowing her to phase
you
through
missed one, it's B.
Lorna Durgo Triad, who's triplicate girl.
Yeah.
Has the ability to split into 3 identical bodies when she merges into one.
Did you make these these names?
No, these are all other people's names. That's why Saturn Girl's still Saturn Girl.
Okay. I was like, these all weirdly fit.
Yeah.
If you came up with them.
Triad was also like Almigation or something like that too, but I went with Triad because I just for some people that had multiple, I'd controlled F and see what was used the most. Polestar, I think, had another name too. Or no, Phase. Yeah, like I said, Phase, and there's one on the next page, I think.
Okay.
When she merges into one body, she gains the knowledge and memories that her divided selves obtained. We have Reap Daigle, Chameleon, also known as Chameleon Boy.
Yeah.
But he's also actually more known as Chameleon, so that one worked in my favor.
Wasn't he also Shapeshifting Boy?
No, Chameleon or Chameleon Boy. Can shapeshift into the form of any object or organism within seconds using a scanning technique with his antennae. Brainiac 5, a descendant of Brainiac with 12th level intellect with superhuman calculation skills, amazing memory, and exceptional technical knowledge. Chuck Tane, who has the power to inflate like a giant ball and bounce around. I will not do Bouncing Boy. That is a stupid name. I almost didn't want to include him. How I chose my Legion? Because there's so many members.
There's like 100.
I just chose whoever was in the animated show.
Oh, really?
That's how I chose. I was like, I know them the best because I watched the show. Not using Bouncing Boy. The combination of invulnerability and velocity makes him a surprisingly useful combatant. When I saw that, I was so mad. Cause I was
you didn't do Arm Falling Off Boy?
No.
Or Matter Eater Lad?
Then I have Bryn Lundo, who's Timberwolf. He switched his name from Timberwolf, and they got worse. At one point, he was Furball. Yeah.
What?
And then
it
was either Furball or Fuzzball, and then he went by some other wolf then. It was like Teen Wolf or something. I was like, no, Timberwolf sounds awesome.
You didn't put Karate Kid in either.
He's superhumanly fast and agile. Serum changes him into a wolf like lycanthrope. I didn't realize it was like lycanthrope, where he gains claws and hand senses, the ability to heal. I know, but it's wolf. That's how it's described in his powers. It's wolf like lycanthrope because he's not really a werewolf. He's wolf-like.
Yeah, wolf-like.
Where he gains.
I'm gonna remember that. I like that.
Where he gains.
I don't know what I'm gonna use it for, but
where he gains claws and hand senses, the ability to heal quickly from injuries and superhuman strength. He's the only character through the description of all the characters that happens in the movie. Okay. The serum happens. Brainiac is now in possession of his ship again and unleashes a robot army against Earth. The world's army proves to be totally unable to fend them off. The ship's force field are seemingly invulnerable, but Superboy is able to penetrate them and enter the ship, encountering multiple Brainiac probes before finally defeating Brainiac and saving the day. End credit scene. After learning about the history of Superman and the Kryptonians before him, Superboy adopts the name Kon-El in honor of Supes, and obviously because he just does it in the end credit scene, no one calls him Connor yet, but he will become Connor.
I just have one quick question.
Yeah.
Did I miss the bit where he goes into the future?
No, they come to the past. I changed it. Yeah. If I went into the future, it would ruin something else I did.
Okay, so I was just confused.
Yeah, so this is actually based off the new Krypton storyline with the Legion of Superheroes. So this whole world's army, that's supposed to be new Kryptons. That's actually General Zod's army that can't be Brainiac. I had to change a bunch, and I kept going back. I was like, oh, maybe I'll send it to the future. Well, there's a whole nother thing going on in the future that I can't deal with yet. So I was like, crap, they're coming to the past, I guess. So yeah, I don't announce if they go back to Earth or not. But
oh, okay. Well, we'll go to mine. I had Zatanna and Shazam, Wonder Woman War, the Batman Terrorizes.
Yeah, you did. Okay, I get a guess?
Yes. You already know one.
Death of Superman.
Yeah.
And then, I had another good guess because I thought it was something you did because I thought you accidentally leaked it to me. Green Lantern I'm going to go with, whatever number you're on, because I think you might do the Kyle Rayner stuff because I feel like you were trying to throw me off saying that you saved all the Green Lantern as well.
No, I literally did.
Well, I'm still going to guess Green Lantern.
Okay.
And what quote did you say earlier? Well, whatever movie that quote's from then, I guess. I don't remember what it was. Guardian, maybe.
Oh, also,
I know you didn't do Guardian.
You did Superboy. What the hell? Superman 3. Doomsday. Bum, 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 bum. So this was the one where I did before his, but then I was like, I moved it because, okay. In the wake of the LOD and Diana running for presidency, that rhymed. Superman publicly comes out as Clark Kent and has a grand wedding with Jimmy Olsen where half of Metropolis attends. The remaining members of the Justice League are in attendance to make sure nothing bad happens at the wedding. Meanwhile, the ancient altar from Zatanna and Shazam is shown, breaking open, revealing the ancient alien monster, Doomsday. Doomsday destroys the altar, then travels to a nearby town, attacking a gas station where he sees an ad on TV for a wrestling event in Metropolis. Wanting to fight the best fight, he travels there.
The reason I don't like the wrestling then,
Why?
it's just, how is he so sentient that he just knows what wrestling is and everything? Like,
Because he sees fighting.
I know, it's just, he knows how to get to Metropolis. It's so weird to me. That's the reason I don't like it.
Yeah, also, this is something I didn't think of until after I wrote this.
Yeah.
The altar was in Egypt in Zatanna and Shazam.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they're just showing an ad for it.
Yeah. So, as Jimmy and Soup say, I do, Doomsday shows up in Metropolis attacking the sports ball arena.
Is that because you don't want to specify what sport?
Yeah, it's a comic book, so they just play sports ball.
Okay.
They play murder ball or whatever the hell it is in Alita. The Justice League tell Clark that they can handle it without his help, but they each get trounced one by one by the monster. Mainly because I looked who I had on the roster, like the people that I haven't taken out, and I went... Jimmy tells Clark that he loves him and he needs to do what he does best, and Clark promises to come back. Clark flies at Doomsday, knocking him into a subway tunnel where they brawl. Doomsday can smell the Kryptonian blood of Superman, and it drives him wild, growing his appearance with bony protrusions, like, you see.
Yeah, that's a nasty picture of Doomsday. He's a nasty man.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Lex Luthor is watching the fight on the news, and seeing Superman being beaten wildly by Doomsday enrages him. Luthor goes to a secret underground lair where we see a boy in a test tube. Lex has his assistant release the boy, who is revealed to be a clone of Superman. Superman is putting up the fight of his life against Doomsday, but Doomsday is hurting Supes like nobody else has.
Not even
I should have
Baron
wrote,
Sunday?
like, nobody's business.
Not even Baron Sunday, the biggest threat to Superman in history?
Doomsday manages to break Superman's jaw, stabbing him in the
What's
stomach.
breaking jaws?
I saw it in Punisher season 2, and I love it.
You break so many jaws.
Stabbing him in the stomach and shatters his hand, okay? Every time Clark, I almost read that as tribes, tries to get Doomsday away from the city, he is brought back, with Doomsday wanting as much destruction as possible.
Nice.
Jimmy is in shock watching his new husband being brutally beaten in the street. Doomsday flings off all the other heroes, focusing all his power on Superman. Luthor's in his lair watching the fight on TV when he realizes the clone... when he releases the clone into Metropolis. The clone flies in at super speed, attacking Doomsday, knocking him back a bit. The clone reveals himself to Clark, donning the name Superboy. Superman and Superboy put up a fight against Doomsday, but Doomsday is able to best Superboy easily, who isn't at full power yet, because he just got released. Yeah. Luthor, who's now wearing his power suit, travels to Metropolis Prison, releasing metahuman criminals back into Metropolis, telling them to go to the fight. With Superboy knocked out, it looks like the end for Superman, who is barely breathing while Doomsday smashes him into the ground. Just as Doomsday is about to bring his fist down again, like one of these, classic Jerry Lawler. Just as Doomsday is about to bring his fist down, he is hit with a massive bolt of electricity. Livewire has arrived to help Superman fight Doomsday along with Toyman, Captain Cold, and Lex Luthor. Livewire, she's in all three. Luthor helps Superman to his feet before standing with him, leading a charge against Doomsday. So it'd be, instead of, I'm the mayor now, it'd be, we're the mayor now. With the villains' help, Superman is able to get an upper hand on Doomsday, but cannot beat him. Doomsday destroys Luthor's power suit and grabs Superman, battering his face and dropping his limp body. Jimmy screams in horror, but a new Green Lantern appears and tells everybody that Superman will be fine. He takes Doomsday in a bubble with Supes in a different bubble. Like two bubbles.
Where is that?
They're different.
Okay.
Green Lantern flies to the sun, throwing Doomsday into the sun, while letting Superman recharge his Kryptonian cells. Superman and Green Lantern return to Metropolis, where Clark is reunited with Jimmy. End credits. Clark and Jimmy visit the Kent farm, where Superboy has been staying under the alias Connor Kent. And then all the characters.
Where's
Superman,
the end credits scene? Oh, that is the end credits scene. Yeah.
Superman, Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane, Perry White. They just be in it.
Yeah. Well, Lois... Oh, no.
Yeah. Lex Luthor, Doomsday, Superboy, the Kents, Livewire, Captain Cold, Toyman. Also, kind of forgot Captain Cold's in this. Just kind of forgot. Also, these are the two Justice League guys.
Oh, okay.
Black Lightning and Blue Beetle.
Where's Wonder Woman? Is she not in it, technically?
No, she would just be on the news. So
I thought everyone was at the wedding.
Yeah, I almost wrote all the heroes.
Yeah, you didn't do what I did. All living ones we've seen so far.
What do you think?
Silly.
It's the only one I could find.
Probably the only one that happened. Are you ready?
Yes.
Go. I did Booster Gold 2, Robin 3000.
Is that the one you needed?
No, this is not the one I needed. I had Booster Gold already. This is the sequel. After being greeted in his time by this takes place right after Booster Gold 1. So technically Death of Superman takes place after this, because remember he returns to give eulogy. These were filmed back to back. It happens at the same time. After being greeted in his time by a race of despotic aliens called the Sculpt.
Despotic, you used it again.
They used it again. Michael deep dives to find out. I rewrote this sentence, so I forgot to include two. Michael deep dives to find out what's been going on. It turns out that Bruce Wayne 20, the Batman of the time, that's his name. Bruce Wayne 20.
That's such a good name.
Yeah, dude, wait, I'll keep going. Just don't even look at characters. Don't look at anything. Don't look at characters. There's spoilers. Don't look at anything.
Yeah.
The Batman of the time has been killed by Dragon, the leader of the Sculpt, while trying to stop them. Stop. Michael tracks down Tom Wayne, Bruce's nephew, who also poses as Robin, and you are in the camera, and vows to help him continue the mission. Tom is very doubtful that the mission will go in their favor, stating that since Batman failed, they will not be able to succeed. Michael persuades Tom to continue the fight, explaining his knowledge of both past and present heroes makes him a greater threat to the Sculpt than Batman. Tom then introduces Michael to his team of anti-Sculpt rebels, consisting of, I had them right in here, ran out of room, so they're moved down here. We got Duncan Dyer, we got Moon Bailey, we got Selena Kyle Wayne, who is the widowed wife of Bruce Wayne 20. Still named Selena Kyle, I guess. And Aki Wan, who I don't mention here, and I had mentioned here, that is Tom's girlfriend.
Okay.
The team of rebels head to Simon, homeworld of the Sculpt, where Tom and the rebels are kidnapped by Jenra Carson, second in command to the Sculpt, while Michael is sent back to Earth by Dragon. So they get stopped by Jenra, and Dragon throws Michael back to Earth. The Sculpt begins taking control of more interplanetary civilizations. Michael's found by Michelle on Earth. Michael grows wary of his promise to Tom, believing that he may not be able to stop the Sculpt. Michelle says that Booster Gold may not be able to stop the Sculpt, but Michael can. Remember when I told you there's a really heartwarming scene? So this is them on the couch like, listen, I know Booster Gold doesn't have the power, but deep inside, Michael does. Why does Michael? Because Michael returns to time in a brand new suit, now going by the name Supernova. Didn't have room, but with Supernova, he can do awesome stuff. He has like the Phantom Zone powers.
And this is him?
Yeah, I just didn't put a picture up because it's like a spoiler.
Okay.
He uses like Phantom Time mechanery. Don't read ahead. He uses Phantom Time or Phantom Zone mechanery stuff, and he can like jump through Phantom. He can jump from Earth to Simon and stuff. I'll also dive into his powers later, but that's like important.
Can you just show me a picture?
Let me finish and I'll pull up one because his suit is awesome.
Is it his battle armor?
No, it's completely in the actual description of the Supernova suit is a whole new color suite. Like that's how it's described. He defeats Jenra Carson easily and frees the rebels. They all move on. I don't specify this, but just so you know, Jenra's female and Dragon's a male.
Yeah.
Just so you know. I figured I don't know if that's real because I couldn't find. This was the story where I was like, none of this exists anywhere. Yeah, so I don't know.
Oh, Robin 3000?
You can't find anything about it. I had to make up origins for everyone and stuff. And easily frees the rebels. They all move on to stop Dragon, dropping the Sculpt dead, saving the galaxy. So I had to cut that part too. So what he means is when he stops Dragon, you know how like in movies sometimes when there's an alien invasion, the Sculpt, like all the alien, like Ultron, like all of the Ultrons just, and wherever they are, just they crash.
Independence Day.
Yeah, Independence Day, Ultron.
Yeah, you gotta stop the mothership and
so they all just do that wherever, saving the galaxy. That's the big threat.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't heard no fat lady. Forget the fat lady. You're obsessed with the fat lady. Drive us out of here.
End credit scene. I went funny with it. Michael is shown lounging around his apartment, beating a video game in the Supernova suit. What that means is the person in the Supernova suit actually doesn't need to eat, sleep, digest food, doesn't ever have to go to the bathroom, can do whatever they want in the suit. So he uses this to his advantage to play video games easily. I will pull up a picture of the Supernova suit. So here is the Supernova suit.
That's as good as you'll get. That's kind of dumb.
It is kind of dumb, but I want to take a change with it. And like I said, if I go down to just to describe it, so yeah, he can teleport matter from one place to another.
Yeah.
And then it's not here, but so the second wearer was an ancestor named Daniel, and Daniel is the one who. So he doesn't need to eat, drink, sleep, or use the restroom. So he plays video games. So I did an homage.
That's insane.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to mine.
Yeah.
All right, what were your two other guesses?
I had Green Lantern, and I said Guardian as a joke, because I don't think you actually did a Guardian, but I said whatever you quoted, because apparently you quoted something.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Captain Cannon. When did you quote that? What? Okay, So I see the end credit scene.
Yeah.
So I feel like you just...
I was waiting for you to finish your third movie. I typed this in 5 minutes.
Are you gonna read it, or are we just moving on?
I mean, I can read it, but this is not the real.
Yeah, okay.
Fresh out of high school, Captain Carrot travels from New York to Follywood, California, with dreams of becoming an actor. Along the way, he meets other costume crime fighters: Pig Iron Alley Cat Dabra, Fastback Rubber Duck Yankee Poodle Little Cheese, and the American Eagle. Now dubbed the Amazing Zoo Crew, the heroes help President Mallard Fillmore to win the Second World Weird War against the Ratsies. After defeating the Ratsies, Captain Carrot and his Amazing Zoo Crew take a trip to Follywood Studios, where they get the chance to meet Marlon Brando and Bird Rentals. President Mallard Fillmore declares that every day going forward will be National Captain Carrot and his Amazing Zoo Crew Save the City Appreciation Day, leading the entire world to praise the zoo crew and build shrines in all the major cities, dedicating their love for these funny furry heroes.
Did you just make all that up? Is any of that
No, that's all on
origin?
the Wikipedia page.
Okay.
I just went really silly with it.
Okay, let's see what actually we have. Oh, okay.
I have John Constantine and the death
Right
of
after
a dead
you
man.
watched Constantine, you go and make
No, this was still my
Oh,
plan.
okay. Tell me about it.
Zatanna.
Oh, yeah.
John Constantine is born in London, where his birth kills his mother, leading to a strained relationship with his father. During his teens in the late 80s, John runs away and attends a bad religion show, where he takes part in an orgy afterwards. During the orgy, he accidentally summons a demon that kills a young girl, leaving Constantine with guilt that lasts his lifetime.
Is this John Constantine or Brian Constantine, am I right?
That lasts his lifetime. Now in modern day, Constantine is a chain-smoking deadpan cynic that works as an occult detective with his partner, Detective Bobo T. Chimpanzee. Do you know who Detective Chimp is?
Yeah, now that you say Detective Chimp, I do. Just did not know the name was Bobo T. Chimpanzee.
Yeah.
Is that spelled right, too?
Yeah.
Chimpanzee? It looks weird.
Having broken up with Zatanna recently, John has been depressed.
Didn't she leave him?
Yeah.
Okay.
John has been depressed, spending a lot of his time at the Oblivion Bar drinking. When a former love of his, Boston Brand, gets in touch to reconnect, John thinks his luck may be turning around. Boston is a trapeze artist in the circus who dated John for a few years after college, but left him when John became involved in the occult.
Can I ask just a quick question?
Yes.
Why is John have like a thing? Is like his kink people that perform? He has Zatanna, who's a Vegas magician. Now he goes after a circus girl.
No, that's Boston Brand.
Oh, that's Boston Brand?
Yeah, dead man. I found out John Constantine is bisexual, so I was like, oh, okay, I'll do some of that.
But still, why is he into performers?
Who knows? So when John and Bobo arrive at the circus to see Boston's act, they are horrified when he is murdered on the high wire, gunned down to fall and splatter on the floor, with no net below.
So is that what Dead Man just like performs as, or is it really that creepy?
I couldn't find a good picture, so I just had to find this weird, creepy one.
Is that even Dead Man?
Yeah, that's Dead Man.
Okay, but so does Dead Man have powers, or that's the gimmick?
Yeah, he has powers.
Okay. Just splattered dead like it was
so he
nothing.
splatters-
That's like me killing Giovanni's or Zatanna. What's his name?
Just listen. So he splatters on the floor, okay?
No nipple.
With no net below. John cries out to Bobo at how all his friends die because he's a weirdness magnet. Meanwhile, which I say that in almost every plot line.
Right, I do say it a lot too.
Meanwhile, Boston is taken to the afterlife where he is caught in limbo, meeting a god named Ramakrishna, who bestows Boston with the power to possess any living soul to find his murderer and bring justice. You're like, what are his powers? Does he have powers?
Yeah, but that was... So before he died, did he have powers?
No.
Okay,
He's just
that's
a
what I
trapeze
was
artist.
asking.
He's just trapeze artist. Boston searches for Constantine, who knows he will be able to see him in his ghost form. When Boston finds John, they have a nice reunion before beginning a search for Boston's murderer. Working with Bobo, John and Boston question everybody working at the circus with no leads, until they begin to re-question people, noticing changes in some stories. Thinking he may know what's behind Brand's murder, Constantine takes Boston to visit Madame Xanadu.
I like how you do the thing where I change first and last name sometimes so you don't repeat a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Madame Xanadu, a fortune teller with premonitions of the future, who was a former sexual partner of Giovanni Zatara.
Giovanni Zatara!
It literally says that on Wikipedia. A former sexual partner of...
So you copied it? That was like when whatever movie I did, The Forgotten Heroes, where I'm like, he has a friend named Bulldozer Smith.
So, former sexual partner of Giovanni Zatara warns John and Boston of Nurgle, a demonic shapeshifter working with the first of the Fallen. Constantine and Brand regroup with Bobo and search for Nurgle using a pair of magic specs given to them from Xanadu. When Nurgle attacks them, they witness his true form of an ugly pink little demon spawn. Bobo wants nothing to do with this case, having messed with Nurgle in the past, and retreats to oblivion. John and Boston battle with Nurgle, defeating him with magic and nailing his wings to the floor. When Nurgle is incapacitated, the first of the Fallen appears, transporting them all to Hell, where he reveals that Brand was murdered to be a herald of lost souls to Hell. The first of the Fallen, just so you know, is Satan. It's just his name. John lights up a cigarette as Boston argues with Satan while God shows up.
I love that specific, like, another cigarette for John.
Yeah, while God just shows up. I had it originally as God appears, but I went, nah, he just shows up. Telling the first that Brand will be instead be stuck between planes as a guide to those trapped in limbo. The first, upset by this deal, swears revenge on Constantine, even though he did nothing. He's just standing there. And he gives him blackened lungs, so he's giving him like lung cancer. So then the end credits is John Constantine and Bobo are drinking at the Oblivion Bar when Jason Blood comes in, asking John to investigate a murder in the swamp of Louisiana. Rated R?
Saw that. Can, well, you can read the cast.
Okay. Got John Constantine, Boston Red Dead Man, Detective Bobo, a T Chimpanzee, Madame Xanadu, the First of the Fallen, Nurgle, Ramakrishna, God in a cameo, and Etrigan. Oh, that wasn't. That was the original end credits, but I got rid of it. Okay. So it's supposed to say Jason Blood. Oh well. Jason Blood is Etrigan
God
the demon.
kind of mean in this? Like he's not a good guy because he just shows up as like, "Hey, you." Right?
Well,
or is he good?
He's just to the point where he's like had it with saying. What do you think of the title?
I like it.
Thank you. It's good.
Yeah. Because I can imagine the poster like John Constantine and whatever the John Constantine logo is, and the death of the dead man. Of a dead man. Of the dead man? Of a dead man.
Because I didn't want to call it Constantine because there's already a movie of that and a TV show. So
Cool. Go up and I will switch. This is my last one of the year. My 30th movie. I want to hit it. Okay. Blue Beetle.
I knew it.
Let me read you this plot. Since joining the Justice League of America, Ted Kord, also known as Blue Beetle. Now, if you remember, I didn't specify what Blue Beetle was to you.
I knew it was one of the two.
Is working with Flash and Green Lantern to officially close their case on Dan Garrett. While doing so...
And I figured it was Ted Kord because he was like, you did like a spy thing.
Yeah. While doing so, Ted reveals that he was so interested in the case because Dan Garrett was the first Blue Beetle who was training Ted under his wing until he turned rogue. Ted tells them of how they were working together to stop Catalyst, an agent of Cornelius Krieg, the largest multinational pharmaceutical corporation in the world, who has the ability of inducing the effects of any drug he wishes into the body of anyone he touches.
That was a mouthful.
Completely forgot to bring up Cornelius Krieg again, I just realized, so that is meaningless now. Anyways, Barry and Hal track down Catalyst in Nice, France.
I wasn't watching this as you were reading.
So you just read it?
So I thought you said Cornelius Krieg is like a name.
Oh, no, it's the company name.
Oh, it's a company.
Cornelius Krieg, the largest multinational. Okay. So they track down Catalyst in Nice, France, but they send Ted on his own to continue the training started by Dan Garrett. There, he runs into his old friend Mike McCluskey, who also trained under Dan Garrett as Scarlet Scorpion. They come into contact with Catalyst, who upon touching Mike causes him to overdose. So he's dead. Wow. A bunch of drugs just filter through his body. Outraged, Ted begins viciously beating Catalyst while also doing the best he can not to be touched. Because, you know, a touch is, I'm going to kill you, right? Yeah. Before hitting the final blow, Ted realizes what he is doing and backs off, and deciding it's just best to turn Catalyst into the local authorities who have also been chasing him down since he arrived in France. Upon handing Catalyst off to the police, a firefight breaks out, with the cause of it being Dan Garrett, who faked his death and has returned as his version of Blue Beetle with the Madmen, which is his little team. Okay. Ted is so shocked that Dan Garrett gets the upper hand in the battle before being killed in the crossfire. Dan, not Ted. Okay. Ted takes the Blue Beetle scarab off of Dan Garrett, which he never received, obviously, and returns home. End credits, Ted sends the scarab off for research, and it is shown arriving in El Paso, Texas. The characters, we have Ted Kord as Blue Beetle, we have Catalyst, Mike McCluskey as Scarlet Scorpion, we have Dan Garrett, we have Farley Fleeter. He's only listed because he's the only member of the Madman with a name. Huh. The other 6 members are just, they wear colored outfits. I just put him in so I could say a character's name in the Madman. Barry Allen is the Flash, and Hal Jordan is Green Lantern.
Is this an original plot?
Yes.
Is this a storyline?
I came up with all of this. Oh, you can't say it. Talk about it.
Okay.
We'll go to you now.
Yeah, this was your last?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Wait, question. Yes. When you said you told Dad your entire plot,
I just showed
you
him
written this?
I just showed him this. Okay. I just went, hey, look at this fake one I made.
Okay. I realized how short it was now.
Alright.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. Oh, Flash. Okay.
Yeah. The Flash Zoom.
Characters I all just did. I mean, that's Constantine, but... Okay, go. Hit me with it. It's a short movie.
Then after the events of JL3, Barry has cleaned up nearly all the crime in Central City,
Kansas.
still distraught over the loss of Hal Jordan. Both Guy Gardner and Wally West have reached out to Barry Allen, but he's been ignoring them, which is even straining his marriage to Iris West. Leonard Snart, a.k.a. Captain Cold, James Jesse, a.k.a.
Why are you saying their names?
Pied Piper and Magenta have been rehabilitating.
Well, what's Pied Piper's real name?
Hartley Rathaway? I don't know Magenta's.
Okay.
Oh, it's Frankie Kane. Have been rehabilitating, working off their crimes with the Legion of the Doom, wanting to help Barry protect Central City. With the Speed Force having been broken open, Eobard Thawne has been able to escape from the future, hellbent on tracking down Barry Allen. Thawne worshipped Allen's heroics from the future and wants to murder Barry, taking his place in the timeline so he gets the glory of being Flash. Knowing Barry is at his lowest point, he devises a plan to end the Flash once and for all. Meanwhile, Heatwave teams up with Abracadabra to heist the Central City main bank, where Captain Cold shows up to foil the plan. Barry arrives moments later, fighting with Kadabra, while Cold handles Heatwave. Barry soon puts a stop to all three when Thawne shows up, proclaiming himself to be the Reverse Flash, and begins beating Barry viciously at super speed. Barry tries to run away, but Reverse Flash is faster and catches up to Barry, pulling him into the Speed Force. The two travel through Barry's timeline, witnessing the past traumatic events that have happened to Barry. Forcing Barry to watch the death of his mother over and over, Thawne reveals that he was the one who traveled to the past and murdered her. Barry, angered and hurt by this, attacks Thawne and snaps his neck, killing him before returning to his own time.
Does that happen in fast mode? Like, are they like a really cool, like,
yeah.
Okay, cool.
The end credits is Barry returns home to find Bart Allen, his grandson from the future, sitting like at the table.
Can it be the classic scene from Smallville where he shows up and has all the fake IDs? No. I mean, not the fake IDs, but remember how he's just sitting in the chair like,
no,
hey.
He got displaced from the tunnel,
okay.
and that's why he's there. So yeah, I got Barry Allen, Iris West, Eobard Thawne, Captain Gold, Heatwave, Abracadabra, Pied Piper, Trickster, Magenta only have cameos, and then Bart, Guy, and Wally.
Why they were all together.
Yeah.
I thought I saw that Abracadabra like could shapeshift and was like playing all them.
No, I just didn't have the space.
Okay. Let's do a year in review. I feel like you have more slides.
So.
It's year in review time. Thanks, Bella.
You did Superboy.
Superboy. And the League of Superheroes.
When I did Superboy.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I tried to make mine different, and we made it the same.
Talk about it.
I really like this one. I like the Lex Luthor's in it again.
That's very brief. That's the opening scene where he has the hair. And he's like, clone him, and then he leaves. I never talked about who was building this movie. If you notice, his name is Experiment 13.
I did see that.
I'll repeat that when you... Or on camera again. I forgot to list characters, but if you notice, he's marked as Experiment 13.
Yeah, I didn't notice that actually.
I don't reveal.
You said that because you said on the 13th drop.
That's what happens in the comics, but
it's
no Connell, because Connell's listed that in credit scene, so I didn't want to spoil.
I really liked this one, because it's Lex Luthor at the beginning, of course. And
Paul.
His name's Westfield. Like,
yeah, I know. I realized that when I was typing. I was like, huh. You can go to the next slide.
And then they come back. Oh, it comes back in time.
Yeah, you were confused about the
whole... They're learning of the destruction about to be caused by the return of Brainstar.
Yeah. Brainiac, not
Polestar, Saturn Girl, Lightning Lad, Phase. I like them, except for Bouncing Boy.
No, I'm not making a movie Bouncing, or characters Bouncing Boy.
Why can't he be Bouncing Boy?
I wouldn't name a movie Bouncing Boy either.
I like this one. I thought it was really fun. And I maybe will be doing something with the Legion of Superheroes one day.
Yeah, remember when... So what's funny is we had the whole debacle about Death of Superman because you had to move it and stuff. I wasn't going to do it, but I wanted to do Superboy. I went, oh yeah, his origin is the whole clone thing. I need to set that up somewhere. I guess I'm killing Superman. So both of our movies with Superboy, we're just relying on, we got to move him around. Because this was just supposed to be a Superboy movie, so that was supposed to be first year.
Booster Gold 2, Robin 3000, It's a weird title. I don't know why.
I asked you for permission to name it that. I went, can I name a movie?
I think it's the two different
I know.
numbers.
It's really weird. If I would have, I thought I was like, I can't hold off any longer because I can't make Booster Gold 2 and then come back to this to call it Booster Gold Robin 3000. So I was like, I'm going into it. This was supposed to be a solo film with Robin 3000 that Booster Gold was just supposed to be in, but then I was like, I thought like Robin 3000 was a story of like Dick time traveling to the future. Turns out it was just Tom Wayne. So like, I'll just give Booster Gold a second title immediately after he just had his first movie a couple years ago. Also, I mentioned earlier that there were 2 back-to-back Superman films. Then there's a Superboy film. Talk about it. I had to make all this up.
It is so wild. I don't even know how to describe it.
I mean, you should be able to. The whole plot's there. Stop.
My throat hurts. The Sculpt.
That's what they're called. That's when you Google
That-
the Sculpt, it says, did you mean DC Comics Sculpt? And then it tries to get you like statues. And I'm like, no, I want the Sculpt. And they don't exist.
Sculpt.
If you remember the covers of Robin 3000, they're the yellow thins they're fighting. If that gives you yeah, that's what Despotic is. I think it's like robot aliens or something.
Turns out Bruce Wayne 20.
That's his
a
name.
wild.
That's his name in the
Why
book.
is it
I know.
still
DC,
a
I've learned in reading this and writing this that DC doesn't let characters go.
Yeah.
There's Bruce Wayne, there's still Selena Kyle, the Tom Wayne is back.
Yeah.
Then I was reading about Justice League 3000, which came like 10 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's just, it's Bruce Wayne, it's Clark Kent, because they were just all clones by Project Cadmus. It was apparently still going in 3000. I searched, I spent hours on this because I just wanted to find a plot summary and I couldn't, so I just made everything up.
That's wild.
Yeah. And a fun little end credit scene. This is
I do like the end credit scene.
Because you can't.
Besides, when I saw the suit,
Yeah.
it's less interesting than this.
I'd make
suit
it look
to me.
better. Yeah, I just wanted to do a change.
You do it better.
Yeah, it would look better. Probably no cape. Blue Beetle.
I really like this plot. This is really fun, and I think it might be my favorite of your year.
Oh yeah. You instantly wanted to talk about it too. You're like, oh, is this original?
So, because it's just really fun. You have fun locations. I like what you're doing with the characters. The whole Dan Garrett as a villain thing, I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. But then you use it again, and I'm like, whoa. He just died. He didn't.
He didn't die.
Everybody thought he died, but he didn't, cause he never does.
And
Do you remember, if I go back, it says seemingly killing Dan Garrett. Now, what's weird about this, you kind of see a building get crushed on him, but I imagine it as, like, you know how in, like, certain movies and stuff, sometimes, like, I think it even happens in Arrested Development, where, like, buildings fall over that are being built, and, like, they stand perfectly in the window frame. You know, it's perfectly over where they're standing.
Yeah, in the frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine like that, except an entire building fell on him, and he was just like, oh my god, I can still be evil.
And then you gotta die, he just overdoses.
Yeah.
Mike?
Mike. Yes. I couldn't find his last name at first, so his name was just Mike, and I finally found him, McCluskey. Yeah. Scarlet Scorpion, so I included him. So when
Which is hilarious, because Blue Beetle, Scarlet Scorpion...
Well, when Charleston lost the rights
Yeah.
to Blue Beetle, they made a whole new superhero team, and that was the spoof. So I went, oh, I'll just grab that real quick. So that's actually an homage to the Charleston origins of the character. Yeah. Mike McCluskey, Scarlet Scorpion, death by overdose. He actually doesn't die. He actually retires and has kids and stuff. Ruined that. But one fun fact about Scarlet Scorpion, it was like actually the first sentence. It was like, Scarlet Scorpion is a member of this team whose father drank himself to death. Like, that's his sword. Like
That's
that.
so, I like the Mad Men. What do they do, though?
Nothing. They
They
were
don't
in
have
one
powers?
issue, and then they came up in Blue Beetle #3. They fought him multiple times throughout the comic, and then it was disbanded at the end. They all just
They
were
don't have
different colors.
superpowers?
I don't know. There's nothing
okay.
on them. It was still the Charleston days. I'll show you a picture of them. They look wacky. Farley, what's his name? Farley Fleeter. There's the Madmen. They just wear weird, wacky suits. I don't know which one's Farley.
I'm guessing the
I think
red
he's
one.
no. I think he's yellow.
No, I'm guessing the red.
Hold on, I can look him up.
Because why would
I was on a site about them.
he not be the different one?
Farley Fleeter and others, yeah.
Others than them.
Farley Fleeter, Transformers Gainer, the Digs, Wigs. I couldn't find this page before. I did not try hard enough, though. This isn't the site I want where it tells us about
Oh,
it.
they were in the Bold. Yeah,
The
the
red
red
one,
one.
yeah.
I was right.
Okay, let's get back to this. Did you have anything else to say about
No,
it? You didn't talk about the Scarab stuff.
I know the Scarab was going to Jaime Reyes.
Well, yeah, I know, but just you didn't talk about that yet, so.
I mean, I know it.
Did you like it?
I did.
Yeah, in this, the madmen are just used to shoot the police because it's not.
Because they're madmen.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't even supposed to be the madman. I just was gonna do an homage that said Dan along with his madman, but then I was like, I needed room, so I was like, I'll make it one word and just have the madman. And Farley Fleeter pops in. So.
Are you gonna give him a trilogy?
Farley Fleeter or Blue Beetle?
Blue Beetle.
I don't know. Maybe.
Because how many more villains does he have?
None. He was Booster Gold was the one that was on that side that I was like, I can't read.
Yeah.
There's no villains. The only villain that's listed was technically Supernova would be a villain because his dad eventually becomes it and turns on him. So, year in review for him coming up. Ooh, we're doing the year in review. We're back. Let's go. Superman 3 Doomsday. My first thing is you didn't kill Superman. You just kind of did the Doomsday storyline.
Yeah.
That kind of bums me out, honestly. I think Superman should die. It's weird that he just gets to be around. He gets to be around now.
Well, that's only on slide 2. What about slide 1? What about the wedding?
Well, the wedding
He's
was
married.
neat. Yeah, but you said that it was all the Justice League members, or a few of them, and then it's just, you reveals Black Lightning.
They're the main ones that would, like...
It's like, what friends Superman has. We've seen him
Well, it's like how Booster Gold and Guardian were the two that showed up at...
Yeah.
But a lot of my heroes are dead or gone.
Stop killing people. Except for kill him. Sports ball arena. Yeah, so this was interesting, the whole Egypt retcon thing and the wrestling events and the gas station in Egypt.
Yeah.
I don't have much to say about the first scene because Death is Superman, what I love about the story, it's just a fight.
Yeah.
It's a long just fight and then the end happens, kind of. This Superboy suit is interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because I imagine this is the suit that Lex probably made for him.
Yes.
And so I was like, that's so cool
That's
that he was
why
just
I went
like,
with that.
boom, ripped it off. We didn't get the cool, I honestly, I found a copy of the cool Superboy suit, and I might just buy it. It's really cheap. It'd be like a full more suit then, because it's an awesome suit. But I really like this suit, except for fingerless gloves. I doubt he really has fingerprints, but I hate fingerless gloves on superheroes.
That was probably, he was like in the test tube or something.
Oh, okay.
In my opinion. Wait, what about the Lex Luthor helping him up?
Oh yeah, we're the mayor now. You can't use that line because you didn't have the iconic "I'm the mayor now" scene that won whoever played Lex Luthor the Academy Award for Best Actor in a Film. And then this. It really is just the end credit scene, which I'm fine with, but just the pictures.
Yeah, I
don't
only
know
put
who's saying Jimmy, and so just like how he has his shirt down, like it's a button down, but it's over like this awkwardly, and then it's like awkwardly untucked. Like I don't care about them being together. Also, but he looks so not at all like a Clark Kent I've ever seen before.
It's just
he's
funny.
so much chest hair.
I only
put
put it on there because it's the last.
Yeah, so that's interesting. What do we got? We got Captain Carrot and his amazing zoo crew. Gotcha, the movie isn't real. I'm not going to review this. I did think it was very funny. I liked more than Brando. Because it's a fish.
Yeah, that's on the Wikipedia page.
I thought this was a really good movie. Bobo T. Chimpanzee, I like him. Zatanna stuff, I don't know if Zatanna, I don't think you said she has a cameo. She's mentioned, though. But I love Zatanna. Mentioned. Giovanni is mentioned, so like all my favorite DC characters are coming up in this. My three favorite. Bobo T. Chimpanzee, Zatanna, and Giovanni. My 3 favorite DC characters. I like this story because I was so shocked. I was like, the dead man. I kept asking. I was like, so does he have powers? He just splats. And then you're like, he gets power. You're like, yes, he does. We'll get to it. And then you're like, he gets them. I was like, okay, I was asking in the moment. I think it's an interesting character, though. And then Satan does the stuff, and it's like, oh, God just shows up and says no. Yeah. And he's like, oh, no. I really like the part where he lights up another cigarette. And then he gives him the lung cancer. And the swamp of Louisiana is obviously a reference to Swamp Thing. Yeah. So,
is it my best title?
I really like it. I'd have to see a list of all yours because you've had some good and wacky ones. It's not the best title. Flash Zoom. This was your 3rd one, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that Zoom picture is weird. It is a face.
That's actually Zoom instead of Reverse Flash. That's Hunter's Element.
Yeah.
Can you find a good Reverse Flash one?
I really like this movie. Why I do like this movie, I'm going to tell you a few reasons right off the bat. It's got Reverse Flash, it's got Captain Cold, it's got Heatwave, it's got Pied Piper, some of my favorite Flash villains I get to see. I know, I've been really happy with your Flash movies. I mean, you did the Rogues War. Yeah. I don't remember what your first one was.
I don't feel like this is up to par with Rogues War.
I wouldn't say it's up to par because Rogues War was one of your best movies you did. But I've really been happy with all of your Flash movies. This one is, I think you just kind of have that sometimes you ruin the character. Not saying you, but like we've both done it where it's like, here's the first movie that was good, and I just went, here's this, or something like that.
Trying to think of an example of mine.
My sequel hasn't come out yet, so I don't know how good that'll be. But I know one.
I feel like my Phase 3 has been better than my Phase 2.
There's one I'm about to do next year that the first one you told me you really loved, and that I haven't written it yet, but I don't know if it'll be up to par. The first one was really good. I really like this one. The whole, like I said, everyone's there. Everyone that's there is. Don't turn on a razor right now. Everyone there is pretty cool. The whole strain of marriage tends a little.
I originally wrote him to beat Iris.
Oh, you, Jesus!
I didn't.
And then there's the whole Bart's there, which is awesome. And then there's one other thing I was gonna point out. He snaps his neck, and I said that it would only be cool if it's in fast time.
I did not originally have that.
Oh, really?
Apparently that happens.
That it's fast, or
no,
that
that's
he
a
snaps
real
his neck?
thing that he snaps his neck. So.
I just imagine him going super fast, catching up to him, and just pulling him back and just snapping the neck.
Yeah, like
the coolest end scene before it turned into his own time. When did he go to the future?
They were in the Speed Force, remember? And he was
okay, that's right. Okay, I was so
he just ran back.
I got really lost in this part where it's like, to heist the Central City Main Bank. I was like, oh, that's a weird bank name, and I remember that's how fictional banks are. They just say bank with whatever city it's in. It's not like real life.
And it's the main bank.
It's the main one that most of the people rob, not a secondary bank. By that, like I said, I've been loving your Flash. It's probably my favorite trilogy or whatever so far.
Really better than the Batman?
Maybe I'd have to look at them all again. I just remember being really happy with all the Flashes. So, but we get to go into the outro part.
The Batman strikes. The Batman terrorizes.
The Batman build up to an owl movie that doesn't come. So
and the fourth one is called
More Owls.
The Batman Violets.
I think we both had pretty good years.
I think so too.
I'm really happy with mine. I think you were happy with mine too. I thought yours was really good. Can I put it in the public domain? Not public domain, but can I make it public? Can I say that in this year, your studio, which is Warner Brothers, I don't know why you said your studio, but can I say that you released an animated Captain Carrot movie?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll put a 0.5 on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you liked mine pretty much.
Could I do that? Add animated?
I said I wanted to animate. I said I have
ideas.
come up with animated ideas. I said we could just do our own. Because anime, you can get so much more wackier. Remember how good Justice League New Frontier is? And you remember the plot is them going to Dinosaur Island and dinosaurs and stuff? It's a weird movie. It's really good though. So this is the outro. It's the part where we do the outro. Like this video, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really helps this channel. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos and hit that notification bell so you get us all the time. It's free and you can always change your mind. Yeah. I'm Bat Tracy. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Stardust at BatTracy01. I was trying to stare right down the barrel of the lens the whole time, but then the light got in my eye. I've been Lextile. You can find me on Instagram, JTHJurgen, on Twitter at EDDial. Check out my Stardust at Lextile, and go to twitch.tv/Lextile to watch me stream sometimes. Oh, wow. Hit the notification bell on that, because otherwise you won't know. And also you can follow the channel as a collective on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Punk Rock Blues. And you can swirl right in here to go to Twitch. And you can swirl right in here to go to patreon.com/punkrockblues. Chuck us $1 or $3 if you can. It would help us out a lot. If you really, really want to grow the channel. Because we want to be here doing we want the budget to make these 30 films. I feel just need the budget to make one, like the first really good one. And then people will be like, alright, maybe we should give these guys... I want Warner Brothers to see our weird fan films and go... Well, I don't know, let's just give the rights to these guys. Have you watched this whole series? Well, they got some ideas. Which can be said about anyone. Everyone has ideas. Some are sharks. Yeah, people do have ideas about sharks. That's how Jaws got made. We'll see you later. See you next time. Bye.